Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Samir Ahira, founder and CEO of Ardent Privacy, a Maryland-based privacy technology solutions provider company right here in Baltimore. Well, I hope thanks for joining session, and I'm sure you will actually take away some good lessons from this lesson about the data privacy and how data minimization can help your organization going forward, as well as it will bring the cost efficiencies. So often we think security and privacy as a cost center, but definitely this data minimization and the new opportunities which come with the recent regulations can bring actually the cost efficiencies when in your digital transformation journey. And I'll show you how. So if you see, right, this is a great book by Mr. Tom Wheeler, former FCC chairman from Gutenberg to Google. So we are really, our data is out of control. If you see all this AI, ML world, we all talk about data and we just keep adding data. So are we actually even deleting any data or getting rid of it? And as he said in this book, definitely we need to be diligent about what data we collect on citizens, what we share, and how we secure that data. So if you see the regulatory compliance, they are actually passing at a record low, or rather at very fast pace. Virginia just passed a consumer data protection law just start of the March. So this all excess data which we gather, store in on-premise or on cloud, this is basically your regulatory liability. So more data you have, more liability it is. So if you see all these regulations, and it's not very industry specific as well, because every industry got it. You take EdTech industry, COPA, you take defense industry, CMMC, you take GDPR in Europe, California, definitely the first state in US to pass a comprehensive law, and now Virginia, even more comprehensive or aligned to GDPR law. So if you see the key things in this law, it's all about data, what data you own, and mainly the sensitive or special purpose data like personal data, PII, biometric data, facial recognition data, and stuff like that. All these regulations are basically putting a more scrutiny on right to access, correct, if basically it's not stored correctly. Consumers do have rights to do that. Also right to delete, third-party sharing, and the important is minimization, whether it's actually relevant to the purpose what you are sharing. And they are also mandating annual audits and risk assessment around this data. And even the Virginia law, which actually passed recently, that has a very clear mandate about minimization as well as the risk assessment annual audits. So if you see impact, if this data is not handled diligently and if we just actually keep storing excess data, we talk about how the data breach occurred, right? Somebody got in, or basically maybe a ransomware installed. But often we miss talking about that data lost is actually proportional to what data is actually there to access. So any impact of data breach, right? And if you have a data management problem, you're going to actually lose always more data. So it's directly proportional to amount of data breach. And this is often missing fact when we actually do most of this project or even analyze those particular data breaches. So if you see the cyclic reaction of this, you eventually get sued, not just because you manage a lot of people's data, right? You have a third-party data, you have data from vendors, you share data with the vendors. So it's actually a chain reaction. So you're not just responsible for your own data, but you can be also responsible for third parties, vendors, and also data which you own and you share with the third parties. So all this effect is chain reaction and can be basically detrimental. So if we ask these key questions about your data, right? In your data center or your infrastructure, your cloud infrastructure, or if you are moving to a digital transformation project, can you actually confidently say where all your data points are, where all my personal or PII or whatever customers I store consumer data, where it is? Can you assertively say that I'm not storing multiple copies of the same data or the excess data? These questions will actually enlighten in terms of, hey, why there is a need of data minimization. Do you even know sometimes how vendors are using this shared data? And you basically may own, may not own, but many times you are not aware even that, okay, this is the data you shared, because there is so much data out there uh, for sharing for your day-to-day business purpose. And last but not the least, do we actually make sure that when the use of data is over, is it securely deleted or not? And that's very important aspect, often taken as right to be forgotten. And all these regulations, right to delete, are basically one of the mandatory requirement in all these regulations. So challenges, right? I've been in the enterprise security world for last 22 years. There is always no budget or low budget or in all this security and privacy project. So we really need to take this particular project as basically a cost efficiency, and there are opportunities because number one, it can basically bring cost efficiencies. It's a great opportunity because you are re-engineering everything in this digital transformation project. You can assess data, you can go over many things in terms of, hey, what excess data is out there. You can test your data hygiene because once this digital transformation is happened, basically you might lose that opportunity. And security always like that, the budget and all those restrictions, re-engineering everything costs you much more what you would do. So we see that particularly this digital transformation is a very good opportunity to actually do this kind of project, which are taken as a best practices, but basically they save you in longer term. There is an increased push for cloud adoption, which actually come with new security requirements. So this data is not sitting in your data center anymore. It's going to AWS, where there are third parties handling that data, as well as what agreements you have with cloud service provider. And of course, security teams are always under resourced, and operational monitoring eats the brain power all the time. So it is actually very beneficial if you do that right beforehand. So of course, this digital transformation or moving to cloud, all those projects are the absolutely great opportunity to take your privacy compliance. So data privacy is a strategic priority for companies. If it is not, it should be. Because pretty much every industry, like I said, every industry has to follow these laws and will have this data available about citizens and all the transparency and basically data subject rights or things like that. uh, that's the best opportunity to minimize the excess data, because now the whole cost model is changing, because all the push around this digital transformation is cost reduction. What if I'm not something I'm not using, why I should pay for it? So as this cloud infrastructure is agile and gives you that flexibility, it is the best case opportunity that, hey, more data you store or move to the cloud, more it's going to cost, because eventually cloud is paper drink kind of cost. So there are benefits of this data minimization approach. Of course, if you see, we often talk about antivirus, firewall, and basically Palo Altos and Cisco's of the world. We hardly talk about data and data-centric security. So I think this is a preventive security control, right? And it actually gets into a privacy and security by design. Like you said, right? We wear masks for COVID-19, the best thing to basically stop your virus right there. If you handle or manage your data well, most of your data security risks will go away, because even if your infrastructure is compromised, you become more sustainable to data breaches like that, because now you know which data is where, and basically you can secure that in a meaningful way rather than trying to secure everything. Now that drills down to your data centric versus perimeter centric approach. So you may be actually traditionally trying to put the protection all around the infrastructure, and then somebody downloads the spam email or clicks something on that. But that should not impact your entire infrastructure or billion record database, right? So what this data governance project or data minimization projects will do is it will give you a more insight into data, what to protect, and move your security controls closer to the data rather than just keeping that at perimeter and working on basically purely perimeter security controls. Also, excess data, every piece of excess data, additional customer record, or even the citizens data, employee data, it's a financial liability, and it is a risk reduction approach if you do a data minimization. So there are 4 easy steps. As it sounds simple, definitely it is not, right? You need a lot of automation, and artificial intelligence and machine learning can definitely help you doing that. So know your data. You need to discover and identify data, and that's the play we going to at Ardent here with our products with called Turtle Shield. You got to inventory and map the data. You minimize excess data. That, hey, what data? What's my retention policy? Why this data is basically doing on online server when it's basically the off online or in some kind of a archival server. So all these things you need to look at, right, and in a very rapid manner. And that's where in previous world it wasn't possible, but with all the help of AI and machine learning, at least you can do those analytics and know, hey, what is useful to me versus what is not, what's my retention policy, what is my requirement, right? And stuff like that. Also, if you basically need to do the transparency into what data you own about the consumers, you can also do that. So 4 simple steps: know your data, inventory and map your data, minimize the excess data. And of course, once it is done, you do this on the continuous monitoring basis. Practice secure data lifecycle with continuous data minimize. If you don't need something, for example, some data has a life of 10 years, it should be automatically deleted for 10 years and stuff like that. If something has a life of 1 year, it should be deleted in 1. There are tons of benefits, of course, with your privacy compliance or data minimization project. Number one, you got to be right side on the security and privacy, and you will avoid big penalties. Like I said earlier, if you see all the data breaches, it's all about data. How many customer records basically were stolen, and less data you store online, less data you store where it's not supposed to be, you are basically in the better shape, even if you are impacted. It also enhances customer trust and brand value. You saw between Facebook and Apple, consumer privacy, the initiatives, and even the talking about that and doing that kind of project enhances your customer trust as well as brand value, especially if you are a consumer centric organization. It gives your consumers confidence that, hey, my data is safe with you, and their possibility of storing that data with you in confidence in your company actually goes way high. Risk reduction, not only mitigation. So you actually reduce legal risk. So you can actually convince your chief legal officer, general counsel, not as well as chief information security officer, CDOs, that, hey, it will reduce the cost of security. It will cost the legal risk on the company itself. And of course, last but not the least, it is the mandatory for the regulatory compliances, and those compliances are passing every day. Now 14 states are working on the privacy compliance, as I earlier said. Yeah, so basically we are here in Baltimore. This is basically one of the statement from the analyst firm, S&P 500 Analytics, which put on. So what we do here at Ardent Privacy is inventory map and your data minimization as well as the data deletion governance. We are right here in Research Park at UMBC. Get to know us if you have any digital transformation project and how we can help you in those terms. Here is our contact information. And also, last but not the least, we basically have a digital booth here. Please do visit our booth and ask us questions. Even if you don't know, you are not doing privacy projects today, we are happy to help as a Maryland community, as well as University of Maryland. We are basically doing that, implementing a lot of privacy projects, so we can definitely help you guide your privacy journey as well as data-centric security journey, like I said. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, let me know. I think I got another probably half minute or so. If you have any questions, if not, definitely thank you for attending, and we look forward to see you at the booth or here in UMDC.